Good morning, Oaklawn race fans. It is a bit of a brisk Friday, but still nonetheless 10 amazing races on the card. I'm Nancy Holthus, joined alongside our track announcer, Matt Dinnerman. Matt, we saw each other twice yesterday, and the second time, well, both times are for a good reason, but the second time was for a very special reason.
Yes, we came here late in the afternoon, I guess. It wasn't quite the evening yet.
What, 5:30-ish?
Yeah,
Something
5:30,
like that?
5:45, and we stood on the backstretch and waited for probably the biggest star in Arkansas currently residing
Biggest
in the state.
star in racing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely the biggest star in the world of racing. But also, I would say she's probably the biggest celebrity in Arkansas currently.
Yes.
On this day. Thorpedo Anna made her way to Hot Springs, Arkansas from her base in Louisiana at the fairgrounds, and she came out of the van happy, content, and excited to be here for a few days where she competes tomorrow.
I like that she went in right in her stall. She kind of stood there for a minute, got her bearings, laid down, rolled a little bit to kind of put her stamp, put her own mark on her stall. And was very excited to be back on the ground. She looked fantastic training this morning. She went first after break and visited the paddock for about 3.5 or about 4 laps, and Kenny made a comment that she was a little bit antsy in the paddock last year, which is to be not super surprising given our paddock is a little bit different and those fillies can get a little bit worked up, but she handled it like the pro that she is. And Kenny said since she has been in his barn, she has not left a single oat in the feed tub.
That's a very good sign.
That's a huge sign.
It's like a human. If you're not feeling 100%, your appetite goes bad.
Yes.
So that's one of the telltale signs of a horse doing well, or maybe you want to do some blood work
Right.
or take a look to
Yeah.
see. I would also note, too, Nancy, that she has traveled. She has had her experiences to go to different places. So a horse like her, even though it's very important, Nancy, to make sure that she goes into the paddock, gallops on the track for a
Yeah.
couple days to get acclimated, she knows the drill as well at
She
this
does.
point.
And the fact that she can handle that drill, a lot of horses don't like to ship and run. They like to run out of their very own stalls. But the fact that the better horses, they know it and they love the shipping process and to get out and experience new places just like some people do.
And
so I
she
like
knows that she's special. She walked
She
out of that
does.
van and there were some people, a little entourage taking photos, and she was giving a little walk like, I know
She had a
I'm
little
the
pep
star.
in her step,
Yeah, she's like, you want a good picture? Okay, you can have a good picture.
She's giving it. She's giving eyes. She's giving Anna. So very excited to see her on track tomorrow. I believe she's 2 to 5 as the morning line favorite.
And for
So
good
might be a
reason.
good race for some exacta and trifecta plays for the running of the Grade 2 Azeri. Let's first take a look at our weather. It was pretty chilly out this morning, but the track is fast. Winds out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour, mostly cloudy skies, and currently 58 degrees. I think it's supposed to get up to like 72 today. I don't know if that's going to happen because it's still a little bit chilly outside.
I felt looking out, you look at the clouds and yours to be a little cool, and it was a little warmer than I expected, but
Okay.
it's not 72 degrees.
No, it
that
is
seems
not.
like that's reaching for the stars
Right.
today.
Let's go ahead and take a quick look at our update for our leaderboards, as not a whole lot has changed, but the numbers have increased as Christian Torres currently sitting at 38 victories, Rafael Bejarano with 29, and Tyler Bacon with 26. The young apprentice having a very good meet. And here's where I think, Matt, it's going to come down to possibly closing day. Steve Asmussen with 23 victories, Ron Moquette having a phenomenal meet as he is currently at 21, and Kenny McPeak is hoping to add to that number and very well may do so this weekend as he is currently with 18. Oaklawn proudly welcomes our first responders today. You'll notice in your program that all the races are named for local departments, so we want to welcome them and very appreciative of their service. Saturday, very excited for Dawn at Oaklawn with the MIG, Richie Migliori. He is not only a retired, very successful jockey, but also the on-site TV personality for Fox Sports Fox Sports 1. The infield will be open Saturday and Sunday, and the Grizzly is back. Horse of the Year Thorpedo Anna does return in the $400,000 Azeri Stakes, that Grade 2 event. A really good weekend, action-packed as we get one step closer to Arkansas Derby Day. It's going to be a good one.
And it is going to be filled with stakes races,
Yes.
high quality. I know Jose Ortiz is coming here to ride that day, so you're going to see a couple of out-of-town jockeys coming in, and when they come in, that means that it's a big day. And we share Florida Derby Day as well with them in Florida. So clearly the two big spots that weekend will be Arkansas and Florida, but we're going to have a heck of a card.
Yes, and the Racing Festival of the South is that weekend, so we will have stakes Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the infield will be open all 3 days. I'm not going to say weather permitting, because I think it's going to be beautiful weather.
You do?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
we had good weather last year, so hopefully this year Mother Nature cooperates. So.
Yes, I am excited.
And tomorrow I'm looking at the forecast. There's always a different forecast, right? You go to one place and, well, our meteorologists say this, and okay. Well, I wait until the end of the day to when I wake up in the morning to really get a good gauge. But it looks like in the beginning, a couple days ago, it said that maybe it might rain around when Thorpedo Anna runs. Now it's saying maybe in the evening, so that would be nice.
Yeah, it kind of gets pushed back a little bit. So it'd be nice if we do get to run on a fast track. But we know that she is more than proven over a wet track, as we saw her in just a downpour, a sea of slop in the Kentucky Oaks. So regardless, we're looking forward to the Grizzly returning tomorrow as she makes her 4-year-old debut. We do have 10 races on the Friday program, so let's go ahead and get started as we open the card with fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, maiden claiming of $12,500. Arkansas breds are in for the $20,000 tag, and they are going to go a mile and a 16th in distance. This race also starts the first leg of the early scent pick 5, scratch of the 1, which we start out now with a field of 7.
A field of 7 going 2 turns to kick off our day, and I'll take the class dropper for Steve Asmussen, Midway Vow, who was no match for the top pair last time out, but this is an easier group in here, so I actually think Steve's going to have a very good day. I think he's got a number of live horses today to maybe add to that leading trainer total. So Midway Vow on the class drop. 3 starts ago, this runner went 2 turns and lost by a neck. And those 2 races going 2 turns were her best races by far. So I'm going to pick Midway Vow on top, Nancy. 9-2. I don't think we're going to get 9-2, but I think she will be one of the favorites, and I think she's got a good shot to finally get that diploma.
Yeah, I think Steve's got a very good chance to make multiple pictures today. I'm going to go just to the inside of Matt's selection with the number 4, Open Flame. I'm going to see if Kenny McPeak and Julian Leperoux start out the afternoon. They have a lot of success together, especially with route races. Was a well-beaten third. That was over well-beaten 7th. That was against $30,000 maidens over the mud, which I don't think that this 3-year-old filly liked. But she was a much improved 2nd when taking the drop to today's level, and she actually went off as the favorite going a mile. So it was a slow gain in the stretch. So I like that we're going from a mile to a mile and a 16th. Just that little extra 16th of a mile might be the winning factor for the number 4 Open Flame in the Friday opener. Race number 2 as we move along is a Arkansas bred maiden special weight for fillies and mares, set to go a mile and a 16th, and we have a field of 9. And Matt, you and I are thinking alike in the second race, which starts the first leg of the 50-cent pick 4.
We are, and we're both going with Kiamichi here, number 9 in this race. A filly by Brahms, who first time out had a horrendous trip at this state-bred maiden special weight edition. Came back for a tag for state-bred 50, sat off the speed, was wide on the turn and turning for home, and came flying for 3rd. The dam of this filly was actually a router. So in a race like this, where you don't often see maiden special weight 2-turn state-bred races, I look for horses that have some pedigree and also run like they want to go long, like any condition, any state where any horse is bred. But I really do key in on horses that A, look like they want to run farther, and B, they have some pedigree to do it, because not all Arkansas breds want to go this far. And I think this runner's going to like going this far. So she's going to be the pick for me in here. Lindsay Schultz, 2 for 5 when going with 2 sprints to a route, which is a profitable angle over the years.
Very much so, and she's actually bred top and bottom from the dam and the sire for the 2-turn support. And it's interesting, a lot of runners in this group are going to test a route of ground for the first time. We'll see who likes it and who doesn't, but it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I'm on the number 9, Kiamichi, as well. Not too concerned about that far outside post, since she is breaking from that 9-post position. So yeah, really good third last time when dropping in for maiden 50 sprinting. But yeah, I like the stretch out for the number 9, Kiamichi. Race number 3 is for fillies and mares as well. 1 mile is the distance for this $20,000 claiming either non-winners of 3 or non-winners of a race since June 7th of 2024. Do have a scratch of the number 1, Pepper's Girlfriend, which leaves a field of 8.
Yes, a field of 8, and we'll go to the outside for my top pick. Make Me Believe, we ran 3rd at this level last time out. Stalked the pace, made an early move to challenge the front runners, and then tired into a slow pace. Takes 2.5 months off as a series of 5 furlong works. I just think that there's a lot of runners in this race that have had a tough time winning, including this one. And I think that last time out, she got a bit of a peculiar trip off a layoff for a trainer, Mac Robertson, whose horses are firing with a race or two at the meeting. They weren't firing early, and now they're starting to win a little bit. So I wonder if Make Me Believe can get the job done with a race under her belt at the meet. And I also like that Joe Belmer's aboard. I'm not a huge weight guy, but if I were to say I'm wrong about that and weights make a difference, it's in a route race.
Yes. Oh, I totally agree with that statement. Interestingly, Joe Bilmer rode my top selection the last 2 starts. Now gets the services of our leading rider in Christian Torres. That's with the number 5, Lady Commander. It's been a while since she has seen the winner's circle. You got to go all the way back to the end of March in 2023. But she gets even just a little bit more class relief when exiting a 3rd versus similar conditions at 1 mile and a 16th. And I'm definitely rooting for Lady Commander for trainer Jenk Spires, as he is just 1 win away from 1,500 career victories. So we've got the banner ready.
Beautiful.
So it's hard not to root for Jinx.
And he's just such a sweet guy.
He is, and still on that pony every morning. And whenever you see him, he's always just so polite and just a true gentleman and a great horseman. So there's a little bit of a sentimental play for me in race number 3. Race number 4 is maiden special weight, 3-year-olds and up, for a purse of $110,000. They will go 1 mile and a 16th in distance, a field of 8. And it's interesting, as several are going to, or do have that 2-turn experience. So it's not like you're not earlier where you've got a lot of sprinters that are going a route of ground. You've got some accomplished runners that have a good foundation of 2 turns.
Well, coincidentally, the morning line favorite, Lambeau, has never gone a route of ground and is one of just a couple that have never gone a route of ground. I'm taking a horse that was purchased for a lot of money, Bayou Blitz, number 5 from Mike Stidham. Ran 3rd first out sprinting, or routing first time out, ran 3rd. Then improved in the second lifetime start, only lost by a length at a price last time out. And I think this time around, 3rd start out, this horse can put it all together. I like an improving pattern with a lightly raced horse. So at the right price, 4-1, which this runner really didn't finish that far behind Darrow, only a neck, and Darrow is 8-5 in this race on the morning line, and this runner only finished a neck behind for 2nd behind Darrow. So all he's got to do is improve a little bit, and if Darrow is indeed the one to beat in here, there's absolutely no reason why Bayou Blitz can't win at what will be a better price, Nancy.
Yes, but I'm not going to get a good price on my top selection, Darrow, who does break from the rail. Was a good 3rd on debut when sprinting at the fairgrounds, then shipped up to Oaklawn to race a mile against Maiden Allowance Company. Sat a little bit off the pace, just that field of 5, and was 2nd as the 2nd choice on the board. So has hit the board both career starts, and I actually like the stretch out for this runner. Races 3rd career start, and the barn is 2nd time routing, 34%, and sire Uncle Mo is a very impressive 19% with those offspring going a route of ground for the 2nd time in their career. So gets Christian Torres, who was in the irons for his route race last out. Race number 5 is for maiden claiming 30,000, 3-year-olds and up, and they will sprint 6 furlongs to have a scratch of the number 9, Nothing But Air, which actually leaves a field of 9. Matt, what are we thinking here for race number 5? I think we think alike in this one.
Well, I'm thinking that you get a class dropper here in Skelly Road, who 2 starts ago ran at this level at Churchill Downs and was beaten a neck after dueling on the lead, ran very well. So I think Steve Asmussen has found this horse's condition for maiden claimers, 30,000. His speed figures are much better than most of the others in here. It wouldn't surprise me. 5-2 on the morning line would not surprise me if he goes off lower. I think it's a competitive race. In the sense that if you look at the main contenders, if Skelly Road were for some reason not to run his best, then it's very wide open in that respect. But if Skelly Road indeed runs his best speed figure, if the speed figures are accurate, and he runs his best, he's the best horse in the race, I think. I could be wrong, but I see him being the one to beat here.
I certainly do as well. I like how quick and effective he is out of the gate. He didn't show that quite as much last go when he was 4th out of the gate, but really was forwardly placed and beaten just over 2 lengths for the win. Did go off as the favorite. So we'll see. Coming off just that bit of a freshening, this horse has been training down in Shreveport at Louisiana Downs, comes back up. And when racing off similar types of layoff, the barn fires at about 18%, so they really do know how to get horses back off of a similar freshening and to be effective off the freshening. That's a very, very big deal. That is races 1 through 5. We're rolling right through them, so for now we're going to take a quick break on this Friday edition of Oaklawn Today, and when we return, race 6, the first leg of the 50-cent Pick 5.
Experience the excitement of horse racing with Oaklawn Anywhere. If you're an Arkansas resident, you can watch and wager on horse racing from around the globe, whether you're at home or on the go, with any smartphone, laptop, or tablet, anytime, anywhere. Download the free Oaklawn Anywhere app and register for a sign-up bonus. With access to past performances, live video, race replays, and expert handicapping data, you're always in the know with no subscription fees. Bet online anytime with Oaklawn Anywhere, exclusively available to Arkansans. Right, Max? Oaklawn Anywhere. Our season never ends. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Attention Oaklawn, just by swiping your IDs at our swipe stations on live race days, you've been receiving free or discounted items as well as free race bets. But now you can also swipe for a chance to win cash. Every time you swipe on Fridays and Sundays, you will receive a double entry for our Lucky Loot drawing. And swiping on Saturdays earns you a single entry. The Lucky Loot drawing will take place on Saturday, March 15th, where 35 lucky winners will share $17,000 cash. After each of the first 7 races, we'll draw 5 names to win cash prizes ranging from $300 to $1,000. Don't miss out on your chance to win, and you can't win if you don't swipe.
Calling all first responders from Hot Springs Police Department, Arkansas State Police, Garland County Sheriff's Department, Hot Springs Fire Department, Garland County Emergency Services, and LifeNet. As a token of our appreciation, Oaklawn is hosting First Responders Appreciation Day, a special event to celebrate first responders. Join us on Friday, March 7th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for a full day of recognition and fun. You'll enjoy a complimentary luncheon at Oaklawn's post-parade restaurant, along with free race programs to keep you updated on all of the action and specially reserved grandstand seats. We have thrilling races planned. After the races, don't miss the chance to snap photos with the winning horses and their trophies. Join us on March 7th for a full day of food, exciting races, and fun. We can't wait to see you there.
We are very appreciative of all first responders. Therefore, happy First Responders Day from everyone at Oaklawn. They play a big role here at Oaklawn, not only for the safety but also the security of our fans and employees. So we're happy to have them.
First responders are true heroes in our world. they risk their lives, first of
Yes.
all, when they go to different places. They can be in very dangerous positions themselves. My grandpa, Frank Brandolino, shout out to him, rest in peace. He was a fireman.
Oh, that's awesome.
So to have someone in the family,
Yeah.
it means a little bit more. And, I've had family members that have had issues, and these first responders have saved their lives. So I'm very appreciative of all the hard work they do. And a lot of times it goes unnoticed in the sense that, you hear about somebody having an issue and they're okay, and it's like, great, they're okay. And obviously that's the first thing you're going to think about, but there are a lot of people behind the scenes that are just incredible people, really. You meet
Very.
doctors and firemen. They're incredible human beings.
Well, your grandfather was a fireman. I dated several first responders out in Los Angeles, so none of the family.
You
but
got
I
to know some
I just,
first
yeah, I got to
responders,
know
yeah.
them on a personal level.
Yeah.
Back to races as we shall go. Race number 6 is for fillies and mares, non-winners of 2, claiming price of $35,000, and they will go 6 furlongs. Did have a couple scratches in here, taking out the number 1 Lady Riley, also the number 10 Miss Mikos, and that leaves a field of 9 set to go for the first leg of the late 50-cent pick 5. And Matt, once again, you and I thinking alike. I was thinking, well, not gonna have a great day today, but you give me a little bit more confidence.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Yes, I certainly do, because sometimes my brain just goes everywhere when I try to focus on handicapping and all this other stuff is going on around. So yeah, it's I'm glad to see that we have some same picks.
Well, I'll say this too, Nancy. I have some very good news for you, because I've had a case of seconditis. That means my horses are running second the last 3-4 weeks.
Yes.
So what I did, and I've told you about this on air before, I used to have a baseball tradition, superstition, where I
Okay.
would put one sock inside out and the other one regular. So I've
Okay.
got that going on today, because we need a little bit of luck. We
Oh,
gotta
I like
spice
that. And
things
speaking
up.
of socks, Kenny McPeak is superstitious about
Oh,
his
really?
socks. Yeah, he
Okay.
said he's either going to wear the bear socks
Okay.
that he has,
I like that
obviously a
idea.
la the Grizzly Thorpedo Anna, or he has socks with his dog Sonny's face on them.
Yes,
So
and Sonny was watching Thorpedo Anna
Sonny
today.
was watching Thorpedo Anna, and Sonny actually, I guess, went to Mardi Gras because he was sporting his Mardi Gras beads.
Okay.
And
okay.
I love it that everywhere he goes and gets Sonny an assistant trainer license
Oh.
from the Racing Commission. I love that. My little dog that I had out at Hollywood Park, I would get him a license every year as my stable superintendent assistant.
You would be
So,
surprised how much success is because of our canine friends. We got a lot of dogs
100%.
around, and
Yes.
the horses like the animals. You know,
They
feel
do.
relaxed.
They really do. There's a lot of barn cats, and
I think Ramo Quet's got like a half dozen barn cats.
yeah, and I love that his cats are named Pea and Patch. Pea Patch, aptly named for Ellis Park. But last night when we were waiting for Thorpedo Anna to get here, I saw the largest groundhog I have ever seen in my entire life. And I asked Paul, I said, what was that?
Yeah.
And, you know, these ground critters, you don't see them normally. I mean, this thing was morbidly obese, but could still move. I mean, he was trucking right along looking for a snack.
I like how you say snack.
I do. That's just my thing.
I wonder if he could tell us the weather for tomorrow,
He
because
probably-
our,
oh, yeah, I bet
our
he
weather
could.
people are not as consistent as maybe
You
our
need to go
friend.
catch that groundhog.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Matt, let's get to race number 6.
Yeah.
You and I are thinking alike with the number 3, Belle Chailly.
Well, you might laugh at a 1 for 17 horse being my best bet of the day, but
Ooh.
the fact of the matter is this gal ran in a bunch of allowance races, going 2 turns on the turf, was in California for a while, so the sample size indicates that maybe this runner, while running okay in those conditions, was running in tough spots. So maybe that's why this mare hasn't won that often. Now, her 2-back effort I thought was very good. She sort of had to take up at the start, which it doesn't note in the comment line, was off the pace and came flying for second and almost won at this condition. Then came back in a 2-turn turf race and ran third at even money. Is lost as the favorite the last 2 races, so that's a concern. But I love this angle, cutting back from a route to a sprint, especially quickly after just 3 weeks ago she ran. So she is going to be extremely fit for this race. And in a race where a lot of these runners have had difficult winning, she's going to have the most stamina, I think, and she's going to be finishing.
Yeah, she's lightly contested at the 6 furlong distance. In just 2 tries, she has managed a second and a third, and was second 2 starts back here when facing similar. Again, I like that as well, the cut back from route to a sprint. sprint. She broke from the rail 2 starts back and did go off as the betting favorite. I think they have found her sweet spot. As Matt alluded to, she's been facing a lot tougher, and with that drop in class, she's really improved. So also not only improved in past performance-wise, but I think mentally as well. So she knows she's getting one step closer to the winner's circle, and I think today is going to be the day for Belle Cherie. Race number 7 is for 3 and 4-year-olds, an allowance condition, all non-winners of 2, and they will go 5.5 furlongs in distance. Scratch the number 1, Royal Bro, which means we have a very speedy field of 8.
And going 5.5 furlongs, that's probably good for the speedsters. We run 6 furlong races here, so they get a half less furlong to work with here. But I like a runner with tactical speed at a price. Red State, 12-1 on the morning line. Comes off a turf sprint where he ran 4th at 15-1 in a good race at Gulfstream Park. Typically in the wintertime, you find those races at Gulfstream Allowance contenders tough company. So not to say that it's not tough here as well at Oaklawn, but second start off a layoff here. First time out, this horse won over a fast track and a maiden special weight at Keeneland. If you win a maiden special weight at Keeneland, you can win a first level allowance here if spotted well. So that's the only time this horse is run on a fast track. He's getting a faster track today. Obviously, last time out ran on the turf 2 starts ago. The other race was over a sloppy surface. So I think this horse at a price is very intriguing. And I don't think a horse like Go Captain at 8-5 is a great bet because he showed speed and faded in his last 2. He's going 5.5 now, which is, I think, a good move. But I think this morning line favorite's very beatable, and I think the others in here are beatable as well.
I'm going to go just to the outside of Matt's pick with the number 8, Rowdy Riot. Not only Rowdy Riot, but also Go West Go and Go Captain exit the same race. I think I watched this replay probably 4 times yesterday. Was third and just no match for Iglesi, who was the victor in that race. But I like the fact that Rowdy Riot galloped out past the winner. A lot of times those gallop outs do tell a story. Is going to shorten up and test the distance for the first time today. Does come in third off the layoff where the barn is 19%, and I wouldn't mind seeing him maybe just a little closer to the pace as he was 3 starts back at 6.5 furlongs when he scored his last win. But he's certainly getting one step closer back to the winner's circle. But sometimes those 5.5 furlongs can be a little interesting into who gets into a really good position early.
It's very important going a sprint distance, especially when you have quick horses.
Yes.
Making sure that any race you want to get a good position. That's
right.
The first and foremost thing, break out of the gate. Second thing, get in a position and a good one. And I would say some riders that maybe they don't have the strongest physical ability, the ones that are still able to overcome that are ones that can put their horses in good positions constantly. It's very important.
Yeah, anytime I see a rider, and it's more so possibly in route races, you don't want to give your horse too much to do, too much to overcome. Maybe put him not willingly, but in a bad spot where, a hole might close in front of you. So yeah, at 5.5, that is definitely critical. Race number 8 is a non-2 for 50,000 claiming 3-year-olds and up going 6 furlongs. Pretty significant scratch of the number 4 Miracle Worker, not going to be racing today, but still a competitive group of 6.
Well, I scratched into Devilish Desire in this race. I like Miracle Worker in here, but maybe whenever I see a horse scratch, Nancy, as much as it's like, oh, I like this horse, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise because maybe they weren't ready to run their A+ race today. I'll take Devilish Desire. This horse 2 starts ago, I really liked him when he broke his maiden for 30. He was coming out of maiden special weight races. Then ran at this level, and I thought ran a very good second behind a horse, Plausible Denial, who had kept trying first level allowance company, wasn't good enough, got to the non-2 claiming condition at a higher level and won. I think Devilish Desire is well spotted in this race. A couple of these horses in here that are also main contenders, they're newly turned 4-year-olds. This horse is a newly turned 5-year-old. So when these 3-year-olds were running against restricted earlier in the meet in December, and now they're running against a little bit older, down the road here when we get to maybe April, May, and into the summertime, I think the 3-year-olds going to 4 now that they're clearly 4, they're a little bit older, they're running a little bit better, and it's okay. But these are still relatively young horses compared to a horse like Devilish Desire, who's a little bit older. So I still, at this point in time in the year, I give them a little bit of an advantage there.
Yeah, I was really impressed. David Jacobson claimed this horse off that maiden victory at the $30,000 level, and I like the fact that he didn't wait and run him for non-2 for 35. He jumped up non-2 for 50 and ran a very good second. I like how speedy this runner is out of the starting gate. That's going to be a big factor, and wound up second, beating a length at 8.5 to 1. So I like that the chart says determined for second. So was hung on to outrun the third place horse by just a neck. So hopefully will be just as determined today in the 8th.
And the thing about David Jacobson, too, is he's a good claiming trainer. I mean, he has some high-quality horses, but his bread and butter really to have the success he's had is through the claiming game.
Yeah.
And when you get a good claiming trainer like that, and you want to pay attention, because if they're moving a horse up, I see that as a positive sign.
Definitely.
It means they like the horse.
They like what they got.
On the other side of the coin, if you see a good trainer like him dropping a horse, sometimes they can win, but that also tells you they look and they either say, okay, there's something here that indicates we need to win, and if we lose him, it is okay. But I like that this horse was in for 50. I think that's a good point.
Race number 9 is our feature. It is a second-level allowance. Fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, going a mile and a 16th. Nobody in for the optional claim price of $50,000. And this is the first leg of our late daily double, and they'll go a mile and a 16th. And I'm thinking that Kenny McPeak might be in for a good day to start off the weekend.
Very much so. I think I looked at his Equibase. Every one of his horses this weekend are all running here, the ones that are entered. And that could just very much be by coincidence. So we'll probably see Kenny here all week. And Miss Hebrides certainly won here, coming off a runner-up finish to In Just My Heels, the second-level allowance condition, back in this condition here today. This runner last time out sat off the speed early, which is something we don't usually see, made an early move to challenge the front runners into a fast pace and was eventually run down. But I think she's going in the right direction. Won by 7 in a non-2 life allowance race. And I've got a workout for you to support the fact that she is feeling good, and you're going to take a look at this on the screen. Go to Oaklawn.com to find these. Miss Hebrides is on the outside of Carrara from the Kenny McPeak barn. So both runners, they're going at a good clip here right away, but they're not asked for their best yet. So I want you to take a look at the rider on the outside, his hands. I mean, he's breezing with this filly. Breezing meaning the runner is willing to do more, is going nice and easy. Turning for home, you're going to see Carrara cut the corner. She's got a narrow lead. But down the lane, Carrara is going to get niggled along to keep up with Miss Hebrides, who just leveled off, went right up alongside of her. And it's very clear here down the lane who's going easier. Now Carrara is all in to keep up with Miss Hebrides, who's cruising, going 47-4. I mean, she looks like she wants to do more. She looks like she's just full of run right now. So love to see that, especially at a fast clip. You see runners like this going 49-50, and they can go like that. When they're going 47-4, willing to do more. And now she just opens up a little bit, but she could have easily put that workmate away if the barn wanted her to. I thought that was a very good workout.
That's a very good workout, and I like to see she looks like she did it well within herself. And to earn a bullet that way is very impressive. It's almost like she did it so easy. You get her back to the barn, she probably wouldn't blow out a match, you know, which means she can go all day. And we're asking her today to go a mile and a 16th. She's my selection on top. Yeah, that non-2 win was very impressive, but I like the fact that she doesn't have to have the lead to get the job done. That's very important. That shows she's versatile. She's tactical. Julian can just let her break and figure out how to go from there. So it's going to see, when she was passed by In Just My Heels, who came from well off the pace and just motored home in the stretch. I did look this up, and I was curious, is Hebrides, is that a Greek god? What do we got? A group of islands in Scotland, off the mainland of Scotland.
Which is interesting, Miss Hebrides, like Miss Islands, but there's...
Miss Scottish Islands.
Yeah, Miss Scottish Islands.
Miss Scottish Islands.
But Miss Hebrides,
like
that would have been my morning line favorite guess. Would have been a Greek goddess of some sort.
Right? It sounds like Greek or Roman or something like that. But maybe she's the goddess of the Scottish main islands. I don't know.
Scottish Guinness?
Something. Oh, yeah, Scottish Guinness. Race number 10 is our finale. It is for Arkansas bred, 3-year-olds and up, maiden claiming $50,000, and they will go 6 furlongs in distance. And we have one scratch of the number 5, Castle Gap, which we close out the day with a field of 10.
Well, this race here is interesting, like a lot of Archie-bred maiden races to end the day. And Miracle Max, my pick in here, coming out of state-bred maiden special weight, in which this runner ran fourth last time out, ran okay, but needs the drop and is getting it. And I actually thought that race on a Rebel Day was a stronger than average maiden special weight for this type of level. So I think the class drop's really going to help Miracle Mac. Mike Maker, Ricardo Santana, I'm picking them twice today, so hopefully we can get lucky.
Well, I'm not crazy about the rail post for my top pick. That is the number one, Time and Beyond. Broke from the rail last time in a full field of 12 against tougher maiden allowance. Got away a little bit slow, hoping that is not the situation here today, but was able to make up some ground to run fourth, beaten 7. But if you look 2 starts back, race versus similar, maiden 45. It's about the same level when racing off about an 8-month layoff, and pressed the pace and was second as the morning line favorite. Third off the extended layoff. The barn does 15%. So hopefully that she'll be able to overcome that rail post position in the 10th and final. In addition to our 10 race selections, we have put together our $20 show bet bonus parlay, our top pick, and our long shot of the day. Matt and I both are going to start in race number 2 with Kiamichi. Matt goes to Skelly Road in the 5th, Belle Cherie in race 6, and Miss Hebrides. Matt and I have the same show bet bonus parlay ticket, with the exception I'm going to use Darrow in race number 4. Long shot play of the day, Matt goes to the number 7 Red State in race 7. In the same race, we're going head to head. I'm going to go with Rowdy Riot, and our top pick sponsored by Oaklawn Anywhere. I'm going to go with Darrow in race number 4 from the barn of Brad Cox, while Matt goes the first leg of the late 50 cent pick 5 with Belle Cherie in race number 6. Very good 10 race card on tap. We've got 11 tomorrow.
11 tomorrow.
And then 10
It's going
on
to be a long
Sunday.
day for you, Nancy, because you got a special
Dawn
guest on
at
Saturday.
Oaklawn.
That's right.
Very excited for Richard Migliore. He's an amazing storyteller, and you actually got him on your podcast as well.
Richie was on the Out of the Starting Gate podcast, which you can find on YouTube, and he is exactly on air as he is in person. Just a super genuine, sweet guy, very intelligent, very successful jockey. He won over 4,500 races, and you meet him, and he's just got an abundance of knowledge. So just to listen to what his insights were, really cool, and you can always learn something from Richie.
Very conversational, very, very down to earth. He has won 4,450 races in his career, and the amount of injuries that he overcame and the amount of times he was told you'll never ride again, even told you'll never walk again, and what he has been able to accomplish is absolutely inspirational. So want to invite all of you out tomorrow morning for Richard Migliore, we're blessed to have him on track every day now as the Fox Sports analyst. So yeah, come on out for Dawn at Oaklawn. Barn tours at 7:45 and 9:15. I'm going to go back to the barns during races today and take a glimpse at Thorpedo Anna, so you have that to look forward to. But for now, we're going to send Matt up to the announcer's booth to give you the full set of changes, and you'll see me. Andy Biancone is also going to be joining us in the paddock today. So without further ado, good luck on this Friday card, and thanks for joining us on Oaklawn Today. We'll see you next time.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching and wagering on Oaklawn Park. Folks, without further ado, we now ask you to please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can now get out your pens, pencils, and programs because we now have today's changes. Here they come. Our track condition listed as fast today. Mostly cloudy skies, 58 degrees currently, and winds are coming in from the southwest. Again, our track condition is fast. Here come the changes on the 10-race card today. In the first race, we scratched number 1, Aunt Alex. Scratch the 1, Aunt Alex in race 1, start of the early pick 5. The early pick 4 begins in the second race today. We're clear there. No changes in race 2. In the third race, take out number 1, Pepper's Girlfriend. Number 1, Pepper's Girlfriend, withdrawn from the third race today. Over in the fourth race on the program, we're clear. No changes in race number 4. In the fifth race today, we have a scratch there. Number 9, Nothing But Air, has been withdrawn. Scratch number 9, Nothing But Air, from the fifth race today. The sixth race begins the late pick 5 wager. Scratch number 1, Lady Riley, and also scratch number 10, Miss Maikos. Numbers 1 and 10 both scratched out of race number 6. Also in the sixth race, we have an updated workout for you not listed in your past performance products. Number 9, Devious Diva, had a workout here at Oaklawn on March 5th, going a half mile in 51.20 seconds over a fast track, and was given a breezing designation. We move along to race number 7, start of the late pick 4 in the seventh race. Scratch number 1, Royal Bro. Number 1, Royal Bro, out of race 7. And number 5, Perfect Magic, 2 pounds overweight in the seventh race. Over in the eighth race, we take out number 4, Miracle Worker. Scratch number 4, Miracle Worker, from the eighth race. And also in race 8, number 2, Global Legend, 3 pounds overweight. In the ninth race on the program today, number 6, Absinthe, will carry 4 pounds over. The last race, race number 10 today. Scratch number 5, Castle Gap. Number 5, Castle Gap, out of race 10, the finale. Those are all the changes, ladies and gentlemen. 26 minutes until the first race. Enjoy your afternoon watching and wagering on Oaklawn Park.
We're here to break down the basics of wagering
and the types of bets you can place
to hopefully make your day at the races less intimidating and more entertaining.
Let's dive into the basics of making a bet.
The first type of bet is to win. If you bet on a horse to win, this means your horse must finish first.
If you bet on a horse to place, this means your horse must finish first or second.
And if you bet on a horse to show, this means your horse must finish first, second, or third.
You can also make 3 equal win, place, and show bets.
This is called across the board.
If your bet is $2 across the board on horse 1,
you will spend $6 total.
$2 to win on 1,
$2 to place on 1,
and $2 to show on 1.
And if your horse comes in third, you collect the show money only.
If your horse comes in second, you collect on the place and show.
And if your horse wins, you collect on all 3 wagers: win, place, and show.
When betting at the window, be prepared to tell the clerk the name of the racetrack, race number, amount of your bet, type of bet, and the horse number. Now it's time for you to place your bets.
Good luck.
I'm Dr. Kyle Roper. I have been the backside medical director since 1998. I've been a family physician for going on 32 years.
I'm Jeanette Milligan. I am the Executive Director of the Arkansas HBPA, the Horsemen's Benevolent Protective Association.
We've had the medical clinic that started in the chapel in 1998 and has transformed into this nice, beautiful clinic over the last 26 years. When they redid Oaklawn, they built us a new clinic at the new stable gate on the end with our own little home. We take care of the people that work on the backside of the racetrack, as well as the jockeys, colds and coughs, to diabetes and hypertension and heart disease. And I'm able to follow them up if they're hospitalized here rather than in the hospital, and therefore keeping costs to the community and to our institution down. I love Oaklawn because I've been coming here since I was 4 years old.
We are so lucky to have Dr. Roper to come every week and take care of everyone.